it?
Messenger service. Mr. March, we're gonna play a game. I think you have the wrong house. It's called Shut Up Unless You're Me. I love that game. You're a private investigator?
There's 20 bucks in there, all right? Just take it.
No, I told you. I'm not here for that. I'm a messenger. Give me your left arm.
No!
Yeah, come on. No. When you're talking to your doctor, you tell him you have a spiral fracture.
No!
Deep breath.
Hi, welcome to What the Flick. My name is Christy. That is Lonzo. That is Matt. We're going to talk about the nice guys who are perhaps not so nice after all, but nice to look at. Who's going to describe it?
Me.
Okay, go.
Okay, so this is writer-director Shane Black, his third film behind the camera following Iron Man 3 and the really great Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Which
I love Kiss Kiss
You have
Bang
not
Bang.
seen it, go find it and watch it.
It's great.
Okay, so this is a buddy cop movie or a buddy detective movie, and you know, Shane Black wrote Lethal Weapon, so why not? It stars Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, and it's 1977 Los Angeles. Things are seamy and decadent, and they are both private eyes who wind up getting, after not liking each other, having to then work together on a case involving the apparent suicide of a porn queen, which ties into corruption in the auto industry and other things that you would want to put in a movie set in 1977 Los Angeles. Take a look.
I'm not in the yellow pages. If you got trouble with someone, you might ask around for me, Jackson Healy.
I work for the Department of Justice. My daughter, Amelia, is in danger. Please find her, protect her.
March, Jack Healy. I'm not here to hurt you, so I'm gonna ask you a question.
How stupid do you think I am? I got a license to carry, dumbass. And ever since your little visit, this little baby's gonna stay right here. Don't move. You seen this girl? She's got dark hair. Her name's Amelia.
What's in it for me?
He'll stop doing it.
Doing what?
That?
The mob is trying to spread its operation to Los Angeles. Somehow, Amelia is involved.
One thing we know for sure, something funny's going on. Oh, this just keeps getting better and better.
You're the world's worst detective.
The world's worst.
Yeah, so this to me felt like a mix of The Big Lebowski and Boogie Nights. Right?
Yeah,
With a fair amount of Chinatown thrown in, right?
Yes.
well, that's generous.
And a little
Well,
twinge,
or
and a twinge of LA
Roger Rabbit.
Confidential.
Right.
A bit of LA Confidential because
Well-
you had the Russell Crowe and Kim Basinger reunion.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that. There were moments where I kind of felt like he had a list of like, okay, I want an auto show, I want a porn party, I want the Jaws 2 billboard, I want the crumbling Hollywood sign. Like it was just like things that he wanted to do in the movie, and then wrote a movie that would accommodate them all. You know?
And he wrote a really fun movie that accommodates them all. It is very, very snappy and very zingy, and the two of them, Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, have like gangbusters chemistry.
Yes.
And when they're just messing around and goofing on each other, it's a blast. And there are little lines, little details that throughout the course of it might not make any sense that beautifully get tied back in toward the end. Having said that, when it tries to be about something, when it's not just them messing with each other and having banter and trying to solve this case, when it tries to be about something thoughtful and substantive, it kind of loses its way and gets way less interesting.
Yeah, when we're supposed to be all sad about Ryan Gosling's wife being dead, and you know, which it's weird because then he relies very heavily on his young daughter, who's like, what do we say, 12?
Angry Rice, who is great, by the way.
She's
Oh my
great, but the
God.
way the movie handles her is a little weird. I mean, like, you know, she drives him around everywhere because he's always drunk, and it's like, okay,
13.
fine.
Yeah, I mean,
but
you look back on this movie, that's part of it, right? Like, it's similar to watching the original Bad News Bears with a modern eye, and you're like, oh my God, how did we all survive the 70s?
yeah, but here's the
Right.
thing though. The bad. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, but in this movie, there's a scene where they plop a 13-year-old girl. She doesn't just go to a party at a pornographer's house.
Right.
She watches a porn movie sitting next to the woman who starred in it. And it's sort of like,
Right.
I-
But what? She is snuck in there. Her dad, to his credit, her dad tried to put her in a cab and send her home. It wasn't like the dad brought her and said, watch porn.
I know.
She is the grown-up in the situation, and she wants to do grown-up things.
I could tell, I think the movie is trying to go for that sort of 1970s recklessness where that sort of shit happened, but it doesn't always play. Like I counted at least 3 different times where a complete innocent bystander gets shot and killed.
Yeah.
And in a comedy that's like, you've really got to play that just so, or it just kind of undercuts the comedy. And for me, I laughed a lot, and I agree with you. The chemistry between the two of them is really funny, and the plot, is clearly there to be, labyrinthine and complicated and utterly disposable, But those moments like that just kind of made the laugh catch in my throat, And so I think this is a good movie that could have been a great movie if they had really had a better sense of tone. And the tone could have been, dark. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. But like in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, for instance, it is a cynical movie and a funny movie, but our heroes get shot and, shot at a lot. And if anybody dies, it's generally somebody who's either a villain or villain adjacent, It's not just some random person who happens to be made the mistake of standing in their window.
Yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is not mean. There are a couple people who get shot in this where I'm like, did we need that? I agree. Having said that, I kind of appreciate that Shane Black will go there. He will make that bold decision to go in darker directions that maybe don't work, or I don't know.
Not to turn this into a discussion of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I think that movie is almost as mean as this one.
Do you?
I think that it is mean. I think that it's
snappy.
it's tighter.
Okay.
It's tighter, and so it's more palatable. In this one, the movie, really the third act of this movie is a mess. It's a mess. Like once you get into, as they're pulling apart the mystery and really getting to the root of it, it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's hard. It's really hard to follow and understand like why everything happens certain ways. It just gets confusing and weird, and it just goes all over the place and takes away from this excellent chemistry. And so that allows you, I think, as you start questioning, like, well, wait a minute, why did this happen? Then you start looking at the other flaws in this. And so you can pick apart, like, yeah, it's cynical and the movie's kind of a mess at the end. That's a bigger problem, right? But I think it's no more cynical than Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was. What I do want to say is that I'm willing to overlook that because the chemistry, and I know we keep talking about this, but it's so much fun to watch Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe mess with each other. And there's such a great banter between them, similar to what you see, back in the original Lethal Weapon. And he writes that in Long Kiss Goodnight, and we see that in Last Boy Scout. Even though Last Boy Scout's not a great movie, there's fun bits in there. This one is great when it stays focused to what it needs to stay focused on, which is these two guys. I would absolutely watch another movie with these guys playing these characters.
And they kind of set that up.
And I
that
hope
might be happening.
And I hope this finds enough of an audience that we get that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think you could a do-over would benefit because you're right. It's a question of balancing the stuff that does work and maybe working on what doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, my review in the wrap, I said like I would totally see a sequel with them like at the 1984 Summer Olympics. Like if you want to do vintage LA, like yes, absolutely.
What was the movie we were talking about where we said they got all the 70s stuff right, but they weren't making fun of it? It was just perfect. What were we talking about recently? This was like that, where they're not. It's not full on Austin Powers spoof.
Everybody wants some.
We were talking about how like that has period detail that's perfect and on the nose and evocative without being a spoofy.
Right, but there was something else more recent, and I'm blanking on what that was. But yes, it is definitely like that for sure. But again, I think he wrote a script to accommodate certain things he wanted to show.
The details are great. I mean, look at the names on the marquee at the Comedy Store.
Yes.
Things like that. Let's take like a
Robert Klein.
like Elaine Boozler. So, but clearly, like, it's an affectionate look at a certain time. But then it also gets mean and cynical.
And some fun supporting performances. Matt Bomer is effectively creepy as a hitman. Yaya DaCosta.
She's great in this.
It was a lot of fun. I still remember her from Top Model.
Is she in Top Model?
Respeto.
She was also in The Butler.
Yes,
she's the girlfriend in The Butler.
And she's in. She pops up briefly in Tron Legacy.
Yeah, she's very good. But Angourie Rice, young
and
Australian.
Kids Are All Right.
Yeah, it's a young Australian actress. I think she's really great in this, and this is like her first major movie, and she totally holds her own opposite these superstars.
Yeah, I wish the character had been used better, but I like her in it for sure.
Okay, so what are your numbers then? I'm saying 7.8.
What did I say? 7.5?
You said 7.2.
7.2.
I say 7.5.
Okay, so our average is a 7.5.
and it's in the 90s on the tomato meter.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Bye.
it's fun.